Hey everybody, do you know what the Magnificent Seven is? So I've had a lot of conversations lately about the market and the performance and all those wonderful things. Looking back at 2024 and looking forward to 2025, what is really controlling this is the Magnificent Seven. They're fantastic. So let's take a look at these because if you're not sure what they are, here they are. Meta, Facebook, and whatever else they've become. Alphabet, Google, Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft. Those are your Magnificent Seven. Now, why are we talking about these Magnificent Seven? Well, there's a very distinct reason. So, first of all, at this kind of turnover of 2024 to 25, the Magnificent Seven, seven stocks of the S&P 500, that's only 1.4% of 500. Okay, I want to make sure we understand. Seven is 1.4% of 500. They make up 33% of the value of the S&P 500. It's insane. When we look at this, we're so overweighted into these seven stocks because they're so big, they make big companies look small. It's insanity. And what have they done? Well, let's look at the S&P 500. We're in la la land. The market just keeps going up and up and up. We've already forgot 2022 when stocks and bonds lost 20%. Stocks in 2023 in our minds went up 24%. And then 2024, again, another almost 24%. But did they? Are you in active managed funds? Are you in all these other, over diversifying 30 different mutual funds? How are you invested? Did you experience the full 24%? Well, I got news for you. The rest of the stock market didn't do as well. So when we look at this, and sure, we can bring in small cap, we can talk about all this, but I just want to make sure we understand where our perception of the market is. We see things are up 24%, and if our portfolio is up 10, 11, 12%, it's not the 24%. Look at the rest of the S&P 500. If you simply pull out those seven stocks, those seven magical stocks, in 2023, the stock market only went up 4.1%. 2024, it was 6.3. As a matter of fact, in 2023, I just saw that the actual profit growth of the non-Magnificent Seven was negative in 2023. So here's the reality of this. We have to understand that the market is big. It's full of lots of different types of investments. Our view of what we're seeing is, ooh, growth, 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 growth. Well, not everything is growing. Most companies struggle in these higher interest rates. So it's important that we have that perspective. We look at what the S&P 500 did. When you see this chart, it was up 24% last year. That's wonderful. But the Magnificent Seven were up 70%. And that's what drove the growth in that S&P 500. Nvidia alone was up 171%. Then you had Meta at 65%, Tesla 62%. So you have a handful of stocks really driving our perception, and we have to be careful of that. I'm not saying this because you need to sell because they're all overvalued. Well, the reality is there's no such thing as a ceiling to the value of any of these companies. This is absolutely empirical evidence, black and white. There's no such thing as a ceiling. I remember when Tesla had not even shown a profit yet, and I think they were valued more, their stock, total market cap was valued more than most of the other car companies. And that was before they even showed a profit yet. They were buried in debt early on. It's crazy. So we have to think through this and understand that just because these have gone through a couple of fantastic rocket launch years, it's driving our perception of the stock market, but really it's been those seven stocks. The rest of the S&P 500 hasn't really done much. So make sure our perceptions are held at bay, that we do understand investing is more than just that ticker we saw on the news that day. all right? And make sure you properly diversify. That's going to be one of the problems going forward with the S&P 500 because it's so heavily weighted into those handful of small stocks. 1.4% of the stocks that are in there are controlling 33% of its value. It's crazy. So if those stocks struggle, like, we're seeing signs of early on in 2025, it's going to move the S&P 500 quite a bit. It's exaggerating the movement because they control so much of the portion of the S&P 500. All right. I hope that helps with your perspective and just a little insight into what's going on with our markets. Yourinvestmentcounselor.com if you want to meet with me for any reason. Our full classes, the next couple of months, February and March, are tax-related classes, tax planning and knowledge that you need. Go to fpfeaz.org to sign up for our full-length classes. We broadcast them live over Zoom. We can interact. I do Q&As, all that wonderful stuff. And if you haven't visited our full channel, you got to see this channel. There's over 250 videos. Subscribe. We've got new videos coming every single week. Thanks again.